So items are organized into these groups that we call pages. So over here I'm looking at my incoming page, and this is a page that I use just to keep the new items that come into the system that I need to either process or decide something that's something I need to do something about, and so on. The system also puts new items that come in from the outside world into this page. You can have as many pages as you want, and items can live on any page, any number of pages. So for example, here's a page that I created called reference. And so these items in here are mostly things that I don't need to do anything about, but I want to keep as reference. So for example, this New York City subway map or some Blue Cross information or so on. Here's a page that I made called House, and here are all kinds of items about my house. So some of them, like this clean downstairs closet, some of them are to-do list items. So, and you can see that this item has the tag next action, and next action is the tag that I use for a to-do list item. Some of these items, though, are not really to-dos. For example, here's a window cleaning service that my friend Kate recommended to me. You can see this item is tagged house because it's about my house. I keep track of things that people have recommended to me with a recommendations tag, and in this case we remember that Kate was the one who recommended this to me, and so on. So you can have as many pages as you like. You can organize them the way you want, dragging them around like this. And you can easily move items between pages. So for example, if I go back to this page, so these notes that I made on the demo, maybe I want to put these in my itemized page. So I just go ahead and drop it in there. So you see it disappears from here. Now if I go to my itemized page, you'll see this screencast. One of the interesting things about itemized pages is that they can be simple, like kind of like playlists in iTunes, like this, and you can also have smart pages, like smart playlists in iTunes. So in this case, my incoming page is set up so that it displays anything that has the incoming tag. You can make smart pages on your own, or there's some ways to use them with tags as well. So for example, if I look at this voice note, it's tagged with voice item. So if I click on the voice item tag, I'll see the one item on this page that's got that tag. If I expand this search to all my items, you'll see here are all the items that I have that have voice attached to them. If I decide, you know, that's a group of items that I want to see on an ongoing basis, I can just say make a smart page. So now I have a smart page called voice item that has the tag voice item, and it's got all my voice items in it. Let's go into my next action page. I mentioned before that this is my to-do list. And you'll see here that I'm looking at a table view of these items. You know, we've been so far looking at what we call the list view, but I can look at the same items using our table. You notice that I've got one column here that has just the title of the item in it. I can see the entire item by clicking on that little eye icon, and I can edit the item from here like that. And I've got a second column here which I called action context. So for me, the action context is where do I need to be in order to do this to-do list item. So you see some of these things I need to be on the web, sometimes I need to be home. So I can sort by these things, and I can also search. So for example, I can say, what are things that I need to do on the web, like that. An even more elaborate version of a table is my wine notes. So these are notes that I've taken on wines that I've tasted or wines that have been recommended to me. And you can see I've added a number of columns to this table. So for example, I might want to remember what the winery is, what varietal of wine it was, what region did it come from, and the date that I tasted it. So what's interesting about these columns is that the values in the columns are actually tags. So this Silver Pines, which is the name of a winery, is a tag. But unlike in other systems, the tags in Itemize are organized into categories. So the system now knows that Silver Pines is a winery. So here are all the other wineries that I've entered. And here are all the varietals, in this case Sauvignon Blanc, but obviously many others. So what these columns do in the table view is to let you add organization, structure, and knowledge to your items.